What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And as you guys know, we got back from VidCon about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And ever since we got back, I've been wanting to make this particular video. And I do one of these about once a year or maybe every 6 months. I talk about the current direction of the channel. I call it a state of the channel address, similar to the State of the Union, the way the President of the United States does. I'm not the President, and this is not the United States. I'm not even sure that this is a democracy. But I want to talk about what I've been doing on the channel lately, what I plan to do with the channel moving forward, and the rules that I'm kind of governing myself by here so you know what to expect from me. First thing I want to address is that when I got hacked, a lot of the news videos talking about my hack said that maybe I just shut the channel down because I haven't been feeling YouTube lately, that YouTube hasn't been in my heart, and I've even remarked things along that lines on the stream recently, and I'll tell you why. Because I stopped listening to the positive people and I started listening to the negative ones instead. Whenever I upload a new video, there's people who don't like something about it. They don't like the content, they don't like the subject, they don't like the theme, they don't like how I look, they don't like the room, they don't like something. There's something they don't like. And those people are very vocal about it. And I started trying to change things to reduce the amount of negative comments that I was getting. But eventually, it did occur to me, especially during VidCon, that 90% of the comments I receive, 90% of the people that watch my videos like the videos, like what I'm doing, like what I'm creating. And if I focus on that 90% rather than 10% that doesn't like what I'm doing, I'm going to have a much better time, and you're going to have a better time as well. So moving forward, that's what I'm going to try to do. Basically, if I create content that I enjoy creating and 90% of you enjoy it, that's great. That serves the majority, and I'm happy with that. The 10% that doesn't like it, they can find something else to watch on YouTube. I'm just not going to worry about it anymore. Now that leads me to the thing I'm most criticized about, and that is, of course, drama. This channel is a variety channel with the comedy stuff, and then, of course, the news stuff, and the gaming stuff, and then the popular opinion stuff, the stuff that's going on in my life. There's a ton of stuff that gets uploaded to this channel. And one of the things that's always been uploaded to this channel is a form of drama. In the past, if a Microsoft or a Sony exec says something stupid, or somebody in the gaming industry screws up, we talk about it. And then if a League of Legends player goes to jail, for trolling on the game, which happened 4 years ago, we talk about it. If something happens in the YouTube community that affects us all, the rules change, or somebody gets into big trouble, or somebody dies, we talk about it. That's something I'm always going to want to do. But that stuff isn't drama to me. That's just news. That's just stuff that's happening. Drama to me is more about if so-and-so is screwing so-and-so, or if so-and-so is going to jail, or if so-and-so is doing drugs. That to me is high school level drama bullshit. That's not news. That's just bullshit. Twitter fights and stuff like that, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't plan to talk about it. I won't unless I feel like I'm pushed into a corner and have to, or it affects me personally. For the most part, when it comes to high school level shit that I consider drama, I'm done. Now that's always going to come down to a matter of opinion though. What you think is drama, I may not think is drama. What I think is drama, you may not think is drama. Doesn't matter, we're going to have to agree to disagree, and if you don't like those particular videos, please don't watch them. But the way I will try to always decide on those types of news videos is whether or not talking about it will be good for the community, if informing my audience or helping them understand it better is the right decision. If that will help, then I'm definitely going to add my voice, unless it's going to do extra harm to the people involved. If me talking about it is going to harm somebody else, then chances are I'm going to avoid it altogether. What I'm saying here is, yes, of course, I like getting lots of views on topics about trending topics, but I also really like sleeping at night, and the only way I can sleep at night is if I'm a good person and do the right thing and use this channel responsibly, so that's how I'm going to do it moving forward. You may not always agree with it, you may not always think we're on the same page, and if we don't, that's okay. We can agree to disagree. Now this leads me to the other topic that I really want to talk about today, and that is paid promotion or product placement or advertisements here on the channel. You guys may have noticed that in 2016, there has been pretty much zero product placement here on this channel or paid promotion, with the exception of my monthly Loot Crate videos, which are done for a completely different purpose, but do make us money. We have turned down product placement for products that we actually use, or services we actually use, or things that I actually enjoy, or games that I'm actually excited about, simply because I didn't want to deal with the negative feedback. And the problem with that is it has cost me and my family tens of thousands of dollars so far this year. But as we approach this year's shopping season and game release season, there will be offers so good that I won't be able to refuse them, and they will end up on the channel. And when that happens, I want to lay down a guideline of how I'm going to approach that. Now, like I already do, whenever I am talking about a product or an unboxing, if I paid for that product, I'm going to tell you verbally and in the description section that I paid for that product. If it was given to me as a review copy, I will tell you that as well as put in the description. And if I'm showing you a video game and I was given a review code, I will of course tell you that, and I will include it in the description section as well. If it's a video that includes an affiliate link like Loot Crate, I will do what I've always done with Loot Crate, which is explain to you that I stand to make money if you use that link, and I'll tell you that in the description box as well. If I was flown somewhere or put up in a hotel or given a free taxi ride in exchange for being able to play a game or review a game or look at a game, I will let you guys know that they flew me out there. I'll tell you that verbally, and I'll try to put that in the description box too. Now, in the rare case that a little bit of money exchanges hands, I will definitely put that in the description box, and I will start the video or put somewhere in the video that this video has been sponsored by so-and-so, whoever did the paying or whichever company sponsored the video. Where applicable, and if my contract allows it, I will probably also put that in the title, and if applicable, I'll also put ad in the corner of the thumbnail so you know exactly what you're getting into before you even click on the video. And all this is true for other social media as well. If I ever tweet anything out or I ever post anything to Facebook and it's related to a sponsored deal or an advertisement or anything else, I'm going to make it as abundantly clear as humanly possible because that's just the right thing to do as far as I'm concerned. The only exception to these rules will only be if the company asks me to do something in a specific way, have a specific title or a specific thumbnail, but I will always make it as abundantly clear as possible. I will never hide anything from you. I will always do the maximum amount that I can, and if a company asks me to do otherwise, chances are I'll tell them to go fuck themselves. And the final thing I wanted to talk about in this channel update, I wanted to talk about how I'm going to respond to positivity and negativity, how I'm going to gauge whether or not I'm doing a good job going forward. Moving forward, I'm going to try to focus on the positive and create content for people who like it and not content for people who don't like what I'm doing. And I'm going to pay attention to YouTube metrics to figure out if I'm doing that. I'm going to look at things like subscriber growth and make sure that the number is always growing. I'm going to pay attention to the views each video gets and make sure that a lot of people are still watching what I'm doing. I'm going to pay attention to the like and dislike ratio, and if the majority of people click like on the video, then obviously I know I'm doing a good job. I do plan to continue to use social tools like my Facebook page, like my Twitter feed, and like the comment section to read your feedback. And I'll pay attention to both positive and negative feedback, but I'm going to concentrate on the positive feedback as well. Rather than counting every negative thing I get, I'm going to try to count every positive thing I get and let that fuel me to create better and more content for the channel that you guys will enjoy as the majority. And of course, when it comes to actual constructive criticism, when you guys have a little bit of advice that's actually constructive, I'm always going to pay attention to that. I love that kind of feedback. Now, for those of you who like to leave negative feedback, I understand this can be very disappointing for you, but I can tell you that I work very well with positive feedback. Negative feedback has been something that always just kind of destroys a thing for me. And over the last 6 months, that's kind of what has happened. I've backed away from YouTube, focusing on Twitch a little more simply because of how negative it made YouTube feel for me. But I feel if I concentrate on the positive, YouTube will be positive again, and I'll be more excited than ever to create content here. And finally, let's talk about the kind of content that I want to produce. I do want to focus a lot on the gameplay channel, but I want to put more gameplay there. I want the gaming news to mostly come back here, for those of you who enjoy that stuff. Though I think the smaller news will still end up on the gameplay channel. A gameplay link will be in the description box below, probably the comments section as well. I do want to still continue to talk about things that are happening in gaming news and entertainment news and in the world, and of course here in our YouTube community. And I know a lot of people are going to say it's drama, but I promise you I'm going to be very selective about what I talk about, and I promise you it'll always be for the greater good. When it comes to Francis videos, I'm going to always try to do at least one a week, but we are trying to do a lot more Francis sketches now. Now that the medicine I'm taking is working very well, and I've lost a little bit of weight, and I'm physically able to move a little more, we're trying to do more actual sketches. We're going to try to do one a week pretty much for the rest of the year, and I hope you guys will enjoy that. And we're going to try to throw in more comedy bits and more Francis jokes and stuff like that onto the channel as often as we can. A lot of people are eager for health updates, and I understand that, and weight loss updates. I think those will probably stay confined to my bi-weekly or sometimes weekly series, the Rambling series, where I talk about myself. I feel like only core fans really watch those, and I feel like the core fans are the people that I want to talk to about that stuff. I don't want to talk about that with everybody, but those of you who've been with me for a really long time or are severely dedicated to not just the channel or the Francis videos, but me, I feel like that's a good place to talk about it. So, and I plan to keep that up, even if the view count isn't very good. But of course, with my reinvigoration for YouTube that I got from VidCon, I want to try a bunch of new stuff. Maybe we'll do more vlogs for events or things that we're doing around our house. Maybe we'll start doing more group stuff. Maybe a podcast is in the future. Maybe more sketches, more characters, more weird stuff. But I promise that's basically it. There's just going to be more. More videos that you may or may not watch, more videos that, you know, here on the Variety channel, a variety of type of things, but I'm just interested in doing more. I want to do more. And that's pretty much it. That's the state of the channel as it is right now, and I hope that you're enjoying it. The views are way up. I think the number of likes are way up. The people involved in watching the content is way up, and I couldn't be happier. I'm so glad to have all these new smiling faces here. I'm so glad to have those of you who have been with me for months or weeks or years. Or I love you guys. Thank you for being part of my life. Thank you for improving it so much more, and I hope that this video shows how dedicated I am to you, for those of you who are dedicated to me, and I love you for it. Guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again very soon.